Why do smokers get so offended when you say that you don't date smokers?
As a former smoker, it's because they see it as an attack. Because they do not realize how bad it smells to a non-smoker. When I quit smoking, my ex-wife was still smoking, and when I would come home from work it would be horrible. It stinks. And smokers do not smell it. They probably feel frustrated that their choices in life narrow their dating pool options. You shouldn't have to defend yourself as for your reasons against something. All the dudes who don't bother to read your bio. Just don't reply to them perhaps. People who reach out without reading profiles are weak. That's good enough of a reason to reject right there. It's not smokers. It's just assholes. I'm a smoker and the shit smells terrible. It's absolutely nauseating. I wouldn't be offended at all if someone didn't want to date me because of my poor life choices. People that get upset are just assholes that don't want to admit they've made poor choices and would be terrible partners anyhow. Edit. I appreciate all the advice from everyone. In an effort to not repeat myself, here's a list of Nicotine replacement methods I've tried. Vapes, patches, prescriptions, inhalers, lozenges, gum, mints. I've also tried cold turkey, using straws, candy, etc. for the oral fixation. Smoke-free 9 weeks today. Just thought I'd say tears of joy. I've seen this referred to as whore gaslighting, but I suppose smoker can be swapped out in this case. 1. You have a standard 2. I do not meet the standard 3. I feel bad 4. Standard is bad and must go away. You can filter out smokers on most dating apps. There's so much anti-smoking rhetoric out there that smokers have likely developed a sensitivity to anything anti-smoking that is directly pointed towards them as an individual. It can feel like a personal attack or a slight to their personhood. Even though not so deep down all smokers know the destructiveness of the habit. I don't think most smokers realize the disgustingness of the habit to non-smokers. Though I won't date women who smoke cigarettes. The smell is bad enough. But your whole life revolves around this stupid habit. Anytime you go anywhere you have to sit around for 5 minutes before you go into the place and another 5 minutes when you leave before you get in the car. All of your shit will eventually smell like smoke. At some point it's going to be cold and raining and they'll talk you into letting them smoke inside. Just one time, or in the bathroom with the fan on. Or we'll sneak around and do it anyway. Etc. Dog owners are like this too if you bring up sensory issues like how they smell. People take criticisms of their favorite things very seriously sometimes. No matter how valid those criticisms might be. I think certain things end up as part of one's ego, so the criticisms are felt like an attack. I smoke. And I have no idea. If how I live my life is unattractive to someone, why would I want to date them to begin with? I don't get it either. TBH, I'm still surprised people still smoke cigarettes today. It's hard for some people to handle rejection. Not your fault. My English 101 professor used to call it the screw me, screw you dynamic. If you say you don't like somebody's action, they often take it as an attack on them as a person and get very defensive. In dating scenarios, they take it as you saying, "You're not good enough for me," even though you're not necessarily saying that. And you're completely valid in your decision to not date smokers. I have the opposite problem. I put very clearly that I smoke and guys will message me and be like, "You should quit smoking for me." No. Same reason anyone gets offended. I don't date tall people. Tall people offended. I don't date vegans. Vegans offended. I don't date Mensa members. Mensa members offended. You get the picture. My mother was like this. I remember her smoking anywhere and everywhere and being really shitty to anyone who complained. Like we were at a vegetable stand and she was smoking and someone asked her to put it out. And she was like, "We're outside. It can't bother you." She's dying of lung cancer now, and boy howdy everything bothers her. People's perfume, exhaust fumes, air fresheners. I can't even crack my window driving her to radiation every day without her kicking up a fuss. It's so hard to bite my tongue. I don't get the entitlement some smokers have either. I'm a smoker. I have been since I was 15. My gift to myself is therapy to help me quit. But I've never just tossed my butts around aimlessly and littered. I go to my car to smoke if on a regulated campus. I smoke outside far away from others. I special wash my clothing, etc. I would never be offended if someone didn't want to date me. It's a choice I am making and continuing to indulge my addiction. But I see a lot of wrong attitude coming from my fellow cigarette smokers. And it is appalling. A lot of men will try and push your boundaries in my experience. It's almost like they don't even believe you know what you really want.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.